Is spirituality causing you more frustration than fulfillment? Spirituality is a term I use loosely. Many associate spirituality with images of dedicated gurus living off of sunshine and plants, stretching their perfectly sculpted yoga bodies into even more perfect asanas, and meditating in the forest for weeks and months at a time in the pursuit of enlightenment and wisdom to save humanity. As a spiritual life coach, I've come across many seekers who are in search of the concept of perfect spirituality to better their lives and be closer to divine. My personal journey of searching consisted of long years of yoga, daily meditation with crystals, learning different healing modalities, endless reading lists, healers and mentors, etc. No matter what I did, my mind told me if I perfected one more thing, I'd be closer to the grand prize of living as a fully awakened and aligned being. Picture those wise beings called Abraham in Abraham Hicks videos. I know quite a few beautiful souls who get down on themselves when they are not in that high-frequency place. They get frustrated at their partners for being glued to TV, the idiots that cut them off on the highway, or having an off day that starts with being stuck in traffic and ends with a night of turning and tossing. They then get frustrated at themselves for getting frustrated and rush to work on their mindset or try to locate the nearest yoga class. As a result, they wonder what the heck happened to all their spiritual practices and why they have not arrived at that place of divine love with sound of crystal singing bowls, which causes them more frustration. They may even judge themselves for not being spiritual enough. And there goes nirvana. Sounds familiar? That was my life for many years, and it is also one of the main complaints from most of my clients and students. What is spirituality? My dearest fellow soul traveler, I would like to remind you by quoting the famous line from the French philosopher Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. It means, everything about you, and everything around you is spiritual, or a manifestation of the one energy. Every idea you have and every action you take, whether it is to volunteer at an animal shelter, or fantasize about throwing the folder in your boss's face, is spiritual. You can awaken to the truth of your existence and spend the rest of your life servicing humanity, or you can continue to be an actor for the role you picked in this large drama called human life without ever feeling the need to awaken. Whatever it is that you choose and experience cannot make you any less spiritual because you are already a spiritual being. How can you wander from divine if you are divinity itself made physical? How can you be spiritual or not spiritual if you are the very definition of spiritual? Can the essence of the drop ever be different from the ocean just because it has clung to a seashell that has been washed ashore? It is true that when you are angry, stressed or grieving, you are vibrationally further from the frequency of the true self, which is nothing but a state of purest and most powerful love imaginable. Hence it creates a false sense of disconnect that makes you want to do whatever you can to run back to it. But in truth, there is absolutely nothing you can do that can divide you from the spiritual, because you are that, and you cannot be anything but that. Regardless of who you are, how you feel and what you choose in life, even if you are without a home, job or friends, or inches away from death, you cannot be any less than the perfection of what you are. You can never be excommunicated from divine, cut off from the infinite love source energy has for you, or be separated from God. The only pressure of you needing to be more spiritual and more perfect is coming from your mind. What is the purpose of life? Then, you can spend the rest of your life doing every practice you choose to stay in that high-frequency place. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. I have kept all my spiritual practices, but if you constantly beat yourself up every time you happen to feel less than perfect, or run from emotions, terrors and failures, you may just be missing the purpose of life, which is to embrace all the ups and downs in this experience called life from your own unique perspective. One of the most brilliant, and hilarious summaries of the purpose of our existence came out of one of my magic mushroom journeys. While in that oneness state, I remembered all the knowledge my soul holds and was yelling in absolute ecstasy, "I got it, I got it, I got it." My sweetheart then chimed in, "Maybe the purpose of life is to not get it. Have you thought about it? Maybe the new getting it is not getting it which caused rapture of laughter among us." Think about it. If you are meant to feel good and have all the spiritual wisdom all the time, your beautiful and courageous soul would not have chosen to take on a human body for this grand adventure to begin with. This journey is a bit like going on a roller coaster ride or watching a thriller in the theater. You purchase the ticket knowing fully it may scare the bejesus out of you and rock your world, but you do it anyway. Why? You are here to experience the thrill by embracing every moment and experience. In the eyes of your eternal divine self that transcends duality as well as life and death, there is no good or bad experience. There is only experience. My dear soul sibling, have you been denying yourself the thrill of the experience called life? Are you always looking to get somewhere or waiting for the next moment to be better than this one? The grand cosmic joke is that there is nowhere to go and nothing to do. The you that is showing up in this moment, or the moment itself, is all there is. This is it. You are it. This is the purpose of life. The icing on the cake, and then some, the most glorious journey of all, the exciting adventure only you can create, the magnificent experience your soul so desires and craves even if your mind is saying otherwise at the moment, and the only reason why you came to this planet. Be here, be you, and enjoy the ride boldly and unapologetically. Somewhere in this world, I'm rooting for you.